Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to be going over a very specific case with weapons where when you actually end up upgrading it and adding 5%, you end up with a higher value of HP initially, but the final result kind of works its way out to being about the same amount. So I know that sounds a little confusing, but just to kind of showcase what I mean, we're taking a team that has two Yvettes who are completely the same, and we're giving both of them a sturdy diamond knife. So this knife has 25% HP, but our goal is to upgrade them to the maximum amount of HP, even as a 5-star weapon. But with one of the weapons, we're going to be upgrading it so we're adding 5%, and the other one, we're going to be changing the 25% and making it 30%. So off that first upgrade, they should both have 30% HP from the weapon. Now, the confusing part is, one of them is actually going to give the Yvette more HP than the other one. So the Yvette on our far right is the one that we're only upgrading with 5%, and the one on the left, we are replacing the 25% with 30%. And as we see, there is a slight difference in the HP between these two Yvettes. And I guess this is the best way to kind of explain and to showcase how weapons actually affect a toon's HP, defense, and attack. And it's all kind of this basic understanding of how to calculate a toon's stats when including a leadership bonus, when including weapons, when including mods, and so on. But we're purely looking at weapons in this case, just so that you can all calculate like what will be a higher or better weapon, I guess. So I think many people understand that when calculating a toon's, we'll usually go with attack, but in this case we'll go with their HP because that's what we're testing. The math for it is you take the toon's base HP stat, then you multiply by the leadership skill. So if you have a defensive leader that gives 40% HP to all melee toons, then let's say we have 3000 HP as our base HP on our character. We end up multiplying that by 1.4 and we get 4200 HP. Now, when we get to the next step where we multiply by the weapon bonus, this is a cumulative bonus. So it's a little bit different than a leadership bonus because if your weapon is, say, 43%, well, you don't multiply it by 1.43. You end up multiplying it by 1.3 because the original base stat would have been 30%, we're saying. We're multiplying it then by 1.05 for the 5% increase, times 1.05 for the additional 5% increase, and then times 1.03 because of a 3% increase off of a non-critical success. This cumulative method, so taking our 3000 base HP, times 1.4 for the leadership skill, times 1.3, times 1.05, times 1.05, times 1.03 equals 6200 HP. But if you were to do it similar to how the leadership bonus comes into play, it would be 3000 base HP times 1.4 for the leadership skill times 1.43, which would only give you 6006 HP. So you can see there's a pretty big difference and discrepancy when we use weapons in a cumulative manner where each upgrade is multiplied in addition to the previous one. So it gives you a higher output overall. So I think that should help explain why my one Yvette, who I did a 5% upgrade, has more HP than the Yvette who I changed their 25% HP to 30% HP. Now, I did also write a blog article on this about what do I do if I get 24% on a stat. And it was pretty eye-opening because it ended up working out where adding 5%, whether it's attack, defense, or HP, ended up giving you a higher value than if you were to try and replace the 24% with a 30% stat. So using kind of the same numbers as before, if we had 3000 base HP and let's say we replaced our 24% HP stat because we were going for the straight 30%, we would get 3900 HP. But if we take our 3000 base HP, multiply it by 1.24 for the 24% non-crit success, and then do the times 1.05 for the 5% upgrade, we actually get 3,906 HP and be no better than what we were to begin with. And although it only gives you 6 HP more, when we think about it, whether we do an upgrade where we upgrade either by 5% or 3%, as long as we're successful, we're getting a higher HP stat than if we were to go for a replacement of that stat. We could end up getting the same 24%. So I know this video is a very technical and math-based video, which can be very difficult for some people to understand. So I am going to be linking up my blog to this. So as most of you guys know by now, I really like finding these little intricate pieces of a game, and finding ways to explain them to, well, all of you is very important to me, and it's also very difficult at times because it's hard to always articulate how something functions, and to be honest, sometimes I see something and I don't even know how it functions or why it works a certain way, but I will do my best in trying to figure it out because I think it's important when trying to teach others, when trying to explain it to other people, to have a thorough understanding yourself. Really, my goal with my videos is to help educate people because there is just so much information in this game and it's hard to keep things straight. I know that I struggle with that myself, and although I have quite a bit of information and I understand quite a few different areas of a game, I know there's a lot of things that I don't understand yet. And honestly, if any of you guys have any unique ideas or suggestions, feel free to line me at Linkesus with a period at the end, so LINKESUS with a period at the end, and just feel free to have a chat with me because I am all for learning and discovering new things. I think it's valuable and important, and my goal in these videos is, well, to help others because it's a very difficult game to learn, and I really enjoy being able to assist you guys as much as I can. I know not everyone agrees with that, and you know what, everyone has their own opinions, and I respect that, but I am really trying to enhance people's gameplay and their enjoyment to keep people in the game because this is a game that I have enjoyed for almost 3 years now, and I consider myself lucky to be in the position that I am where I have a platform where I can explain different concepts to you folks, where I can share my ideas and have them listened to, I guess, as well. So honestly, just everyone, thank you so much for your support all the way through this big experience. I hope to keep bringing you guys some great content, and I just feel lucky, all in all. And now, going back to more the point of this video, we're taking a look, we get that perfect 5% increase, and we'll notice that at the end, both Yvettes have the same amount of HP. And even though there was a slight difference when both weapons were 5-starred, it just goes to show you that it kind of balances out at the end. So just by increasing by 5% sometimes instead of those 24% weapons and trying to go for 24% again, sometimes it's more valuable just to try for the basic upgrade and being content with what you get. I made another video about how difficult and costly it was to get a perfect 5-star double attack rampage weapon, and the cost was something like 660,000 armory tokens because you had to 5-star a weapon on Priya as well as the double attack weapon, get the double attack, get the attack on it, get the rampage, and it's just so costly, especially in materials and parts as well as time. So I guess because I did mention the 24% weapon, I will show you guys an example of this on Donnie. Now, this isn't entirely accurate because I crafted 24% on purpose to start on these weapons, but it's just to show you guys the difference between crafting over and getting 30% and just upgrading and getting 29%. So ignore part of what I did right here because for some reason I picked the wrong weapon on this Donnie, but I am going to end up upgrading the correct one. So the first weapon on the far left, that is Donnie with a 30% HP weapon, and we can see he has 3055 HP. You're just going to have to bear with me as I go looking for the other weapon that's at 24% HP, but is otherwise the exact same weapon, exact same first and third craft. So we're trying to get this additional 5%. We're not going to see it immediately on Donnie just because I need to swap the weapon onto him. But when we do the weapon swap, we'll notice the Donnie with a 29% HP weapon has more HP than the Donnie with a 30% HP weapon. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. I hope you guys found this to be valuable, and I know it's very technical, so if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below.